September 11th was just a normal school day for me.
Word kind of spread down the hall. We did not have the TV coverage that we have today.
My secretary at the time was the one who alerted me and said, something's going on. There's been airplanes that have flown into the World Trade Center Twin Towers in New York City.
First reports that came over thought it may be an accident. Then shortly after, there was a second plane that hit the second tower, and then it became evident that it was a terrorist attack.
And I couldn't even wrap my head around that, because initially my thought was not the Twin Towers in New York. My thought was Twin Towers at ASU.
What is going on? There was a whole lot of uncertainty. We didn't know at the time who was responsible. We didn't know about Osama bin Laden and about Al Qaeda. I didn't know about them. I didn't know that they were the ones behind the attack. It was a time of great uncertainty. Even
though I wasn't there was this feeling of helplessness that the United States, something like this had happened to our country, because we had enjoyed a lot of domestic security.
It made me more aware of the presence of evil in the world, and that there are people who don't understand what our country stands for. There are people out there that hate our nation and want to attack our nation.
Just to realize that things that we have taken for granted for so many years, our freedoms and our way of life, can be changed so drastically.
National security certainly became a much greater concern, and as somebody who teaches history and government, the role of the government in protecting the country certainly has become a more ever-present issue.
The one thing good that came out of 9/11, first responders got respect they deserve. Policemen, firefighters, EMTs. We saw images of them running into those fiery towers, many of them running to their certain death. We realized that police officers, firefighters, they're heroes in our nation, and they got the respect on that day that they deserve.
People that I know, people that I have taught, but my brother included, ended up going and having to fight in the Middle East at different times to deal with this.
In Flight 93, my reaction was so proud of the way that they fought back.
They had a plot to overtake the hijackers, which they did, but the plane crashed and they were all killed.
But the guys and the ladies who fight on 93, American heroes.
The differences you notice when you took time to think about pre-9/11 and then how things are, because things are different. We come to accept those differences, and we don't really think about them, I guess, actively, but they're always there.
We weren't fighting over the things that we normally fight over. We were Americans, first and foremost. And we might have a lot of disagreements, but that's one thing we agreed on. We're Americans, and we were more united on that day than we've ever been before.